Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Monday, October 18th. Welcome. It's been a hot minute. It has been work, crazy at the office. October the 15th was the final deadline for tax returns, and we were working 7 days a week and most days until 10, 11 o'clock at night. So that didn't leave a lot of time for anything fun, that's for sure. But I did do stitching. I did squeeze in other ridiculousness. We celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary on September 30th, and I'm trying to think. I don't think we even went out to lunch or anything. It was like, hey, babe, love you, happy anniversary. That's about the level of excitement that we had time for. Let's see. Carson and I have shared a stomach virus. That's been a lot of fun. I don't remember what else. And I feel like there's stuff also that I'm going to be forgetting because I can't go that long. I'm looking around because McKenna had sent me a gift and I have no idea where I have. I've put it someplace safe, and right now I have no idea where that is. I feel like out of practice and a little flustered. It's just weird. Anyway, we'll just move on to the stitching and that'll make it all better. Right? Like I said though, it hasn't been beautiful. Don't have high expectations. That's all I'm saying. Now, I have made certain to stitch my 25 stitches every day on Wyatt's stocking. One day I was able, because that was my focus for the day, not just the 25, I put in like 200 stitches and was so happy and impressed. Then I realized that I was off and had to rip out about 150 stitches, so that was not exciting. But I am thrilled with the progress. I mean, y'all, at the beginning of the year, I was like right up here. So I've done more. Like I've said, I think I started this in 1999 when I was much younger and a lot more stupid. Idealistic, maybe. A lot more idealistic. Although I wasn't that young. I should have known better. And when I thought I was going to be able to get this all done for that Christmas 99 and 3 other stockings. Yeah, sure. But I think I've done more this year, maybe, than I have in any year since I started it, so I'll take it. It's kind of hard to tell because I am putting in the fireplace right here, the chimney. There are stitches in there, they're just hard to see, or at least they are on my end. So I've been keeping up with that, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because that's just not like me. Our neighbors next door at work moved out of their office like 2 months ago. I don't know. Speaking of 2 months, my dryer's still broken. The part, I'm guessing, must be on one of those cargo ships out in the Pacific. But they moved out of their office. They keep getting deliveries. And I don't mean just like stuff that maybe they moved since it happened, like Amazon Prime deliveries. And I hunted them down and told them about 2 of the Amazon deliveries because I put them in our office. I didn't want to leave them there. And the lady came over and got them. They keep getting their lunch delivered, like Uber Eats or something, that keeps being left sitting out in front of the door. How many times would that have to happen before you'd be like, I have not had that address. I'm going to start keeping an eye out for the Uber Eats guy, and I'm going to get lunch for free. I'm telling you. I worked on this, the flower tree. And I looked back at some pictures from the beginning of the year. Here it is. I know, it's very impressive. Here you can see where I've actually stitched. At the beginning of the year, I only had like maybe this part at the top done. So I really have put in quite a bit this year. I thought this would be perfect to sit in bed and read and stitch and read. But like the pinks and stuff, the pinks and some of the blues, the colors are too close. I can't tell the difference. So that did not work out the way I hoped. I guess it's okay. It's not like something bad's going to happen if I don't get it finished by a certain date. Not that I'm aware of anyway. I worked on this one. And I'm doing this one. I think it's called the Shootout. I was looking to see if I could see when this book was from. 1988. You know, I love stitching the new stuff. I got a lot of progress on this one. I think since the last time you've seen it, I've done most of this. At the beginning of the year, this right here is all I had started. So, it's coming along. It's getting there. Just like everything else. Little bits, little bits. With my dryer being out, it's been over 2 months now. I finally ran a clothesline between two trees because it costs to wash and dry $7 a load at the laundromat here. It doesn't take too many of those before I could have bought a dryer already. It's ridiculous. I worked on, it's a frosted pumpkin, I believe, and I don't have the picture, so I'm not going to show you the pattern. It says, which better have my candy? I think this time when I worked on it, all I did was bring the border down around here, because it was just like this is all I had on border. So I just brought the border down. This is one of those things that should be a really quick project, but, you know, I work on it for 10 or 15 minutes, and once every 6 months. That's the hard way to get it done. This one was a free pattern, and it's just called Ukrainian Ornament, and it's from cross-stitch-patterns.eu. This actually, all of that white is actually stitched in. That is not happening. This one I've already had to, this is my third attempt because I kept getting, see, the first time I was using 2 strands, and that's too much on this fabric, and so then I restarted it with just 1, but then I messed up really bad, so I just cut it off and started over. But I am beyond where I've gotten before, because I don't think I'd ever finished this part, and I know I never had that before, so finally, after probably 5 years, it's progress. Sometimes if I look at when I started things, it depresses me, so I don't want to know how long I've been working on something. Dax was asking on the clothesline, he's like, why is your clothesline so low? And I said, I hung it up as high as I could reach in the trees. And the fact that it kind of goes like this means you don't hang pants in the middle, only on the ends. It'll be fine. I hung it up. I hung clothes out. I washed a bunch of towels and rags. I needed new rags in the kitchen, clean rags and towels and stuff. I have enough to last a lifetime in my bathroom. But in the kitchen, I needed new ones. And I washed them, because our washer works, hung them out on the line, and then it rained for 3 days. So they're very well rinsed. My mom was complaining about the rain in Houston that came from this direction and went that way. And I was like, sorry, my bad. I put clothes on the line. Out of this book, Disney book, I know it's on here, I'm working on Thumper. He is so cute. Here's where I was. I don't even know what way it goes. Yeah, I think it goes this way. I could not figure out where I was. I could not figure out what was going on. So I have started over. I have a mistake, as you can see. I've been trying to pull it out, and I've done something so that now I can't even get my mistake pulled out. I don't know if it's the fabric, because it's the sparkly stuff. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway, that's another one that should have been done by now, but hey. Why not make it torturous and stretch it out? I've been too tired. I really shouldn't be stitching at all. It's because you can see. As you see what happens, it's like, what was I thinking? I worked on this one, and I'm doing this. The little Patriotic Bunny. This is, as you can see, a duplicate stitch pattern, but the patterns are laid out just like cross stitch, so we're seeing how it goes. And I think so far it's going pretty good. This time I worked on her arms, and this is getting up there into where her little bunny head is. I think it's pretty cute. I worked on, I can't read backwards, sorry. Happy Holidays, Every Bunny, and I'm actually doing the Easter one. And I have, surprisingly, I've gotten all of the stitching on the bunny done. I started a little bit of back stitch down here on his feet. I still need to put the eggs up in the antlers, but he's so cute. Part of my floss was trying to get away. Last Saturday, not this one that just happened, the week before, some of Dax's friends were in Wimberley at a campsite for the weekend, so we went and had dinner with them. Actually forced ourselves to leave work early. Dax was practically in a panic about that. But while we were there, because why not, and this isn't like roughing it camping in tents. It's a little RV park and everything. But while we were there, you could hear a transformer nearby blow. And so that was fun. It's like, hey, yeah, welcome to Wimberley. You have no power. But anyway, it was nice to force Dax to get away. And it was nice to just relax, and they grilled some hamburgers and everything, and just eat and talk with friends. It was good. I worked on my Lovacados. I have finished this one, and I put in the little hearts. The pattern has them much higher up here, but I don't want all that empty space. This one I finally finished getting it all the way around, and as you can see, I've started filling in one of the outer colors. And I worked on this pattern, Hogwarts in the Bank. I got this one off of Etsy, and I had no idea it was I have not read Harry Potter. I've only barely watched some of it, so I had no idea that this was... I never looked at the title of it when I bought it. I just liked the way it looked, so I bought it. Yeah, I had no idea. And since I'm not a Harry Potter fan, I don't hate Harry Potter. I've just never really watched it or read it, so obviously I'm not a fan. At our house, this is the Northern Express. And I'm still working on the cork piece up at the top. So, and this is like half of it. I just picked one page and started up at the top. So this is only half of it. The rest of it will be over here. I feel like it's going to be kind of a big piece. But I have plenty of fabric, so it doesn't matter. But we'll see, because I should have more big pieces going. I wish that I knew. It's driving me crazy where I set my gift from McKenna. It's really driving me nuts because I kept the card and everything. I'll find it for the next one. I should never put anything safe. I don't know if anyone else does that, but if I put something up to be safe, it is safe for a long time because nobody's finding it. Nobody. I worked on this one, Be Thankful, from Imaginating Ink. And, this is the whole thing. This time, mostly, I came over here and started on the basket and the pumpkins in it. Hallelujah, finally. I still haven't outlined this little bit of the grapevine. Is that a pitberry, whatever? So, I'm working right around in here. But that basket's going to be a lot of stitching. That's a lot. It's pretty big and it's pretty solid, so whatever, right? Sorry, I wrote down, I only have one more thing that I stitched on, and then because I wrote down my whips and stuff like that. Friendship Quilts by Paula Vaughn. You know I love me some Paula Vaughn, even though I'm never going to finish this one. I had to look and see which way is the correct way. Since the last time, though, I have added in this window over here, and I've come down and added in some of this. I haven't decided where I'm going to go next. I guess I'm going to keep going down where this string is attached. Right in here, I guess. Yes. Right in here, filling in here. I guess that's what I'm going to do next. But I think the house up here only comes out about this much further, so it would be awesome. Maybe next time I'll come over there and put that in and get to the edge. That would be a feat in itself. I don't know, but it's so pretty. And then when you put the back stitching in, it's just going to be wonderful in 30 years when I get it finished. That is everything that I stitched, that I worked on. I had several days when I didn't do anything but my 25 stitches on the Santa Claus, because I'm determined on Wyatt's stocking to get those 25 stitches in every day. Saturday I went, because I won some things in an online auction, and I went to pick them up, and they were a couple of hours away. I had to drive a couple of hours to pick them up. And Dax was sleeping. I left him here sleeping, and he said if Kirsten didn't want to go with me, that he would go, but Kirsten is still dealing with the stomach virus, so she didn't want to go, and I wasn't going to wake him up and make him go. I'm a big girl, I can drive by myself, and so I drove over there, and I got to the area, because I had a scheduled time to pick up my stuff, 30 minutes early, and then I got lost. And they closed at 1. My appointment time was from 12:30 to 12:45. That was my window. And I was in the area before noon. And I got lost. My GPS, I was out on these country roads, which they're out there. I'm sure I drove past them. I drove past the place to turn at least twice. But I was just out in the middle of nowhere on a country road with nothing but empty land from big ranches and stuff around me. And my GPS is saying that I have arrived. It's like, I don't think so. And so I was trying to figure out where I was. And the guy was calling me, telling me that I would need to reschedule, that they were getting ready to close. And I called back, and because I let it go to voicemail because I was trying to figure out on the map where I was. And I called back and said, I am right around the corner from you. But if you've got to close and go, I understand, and I'll reschedule. And so he called me back and he said, if you're closed, no, just come on. And I said, well, this is where I think I am. I said, I am lost, but this is where I think I am. And he wasn't that familiar with everything around, so he really didn't know how to help. And it didn't get better. Somehow I missed him again. And he finally was like, he said, what are you driving? And I said, a red Explorer. And he said, pull over someplace shady on the side of the road and just stop. I will bring everything to you. And he did. He was wonderful. You couldn't ask for better customer service. He probably went home talking about the idiot who couldn't even find the shop to pick up their stuff, the warehouse, whatever. I don't even know what it looks like. But then, to make matters worse, I start heading home, and my intention was to stop and do the thrift stores and stuff, the junk shops that I like to go to, and the rest of my family doesn't necessarily. Kirsten is learning to like going with me, but the rest of them not so much. So usually I go do that stuff by myself. And that was my intention. I'm by myself. I'll go. It doesn't matter how long I take. Well, I start heading back, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm going the wrong way on this road. So I turn around, and I say, oh, I'm going to go through LaGrange, and because I know there's a junk shop in there I like, except for it's closed now. So then I go, and I see that, oh, turn right to go to Smithville. Well, I don't necessarily want to go to Smithville, so I just go straight. Well, the road dead-ended, so I had to turn around. I went to Smithville anyway. If things had been open, things were already closing. It was only like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but thrift stores were already closing and stuff, which I don't get. It was on a Saturday. But anyway, I went there. I went through because stuff wasn't really open, and headed on up to Bastrop because I knew from Bastrop I know where I'm at. And so I decided, well, I'll go home on the back roads. And so I exit onto Highway 20, and I'm driving along because country roads, everything kind of looks alike, It's all just a lot of nothing. And I see a sign that's like, welcome to Lockhart. It's like, that is the opposite of where I want to be. Because I didn't need to get on Highway 20 to head home. I needed to get on Highway 21 to head home. So, I could have gotten home at like 3 o'clock if I had just left the place and come back home on I-10 and done it the easy way. I got home at like 5 because I stayed lost the whole day, and I didn't stop and shop at another single place. How horrible is that? And then yesterday, we went to Bernie and just to get out. It was beautiful, and Abigail went with us because she's home. And we went to Bernie and had lunch, and then we went up to Fredericksburg. There's a whiskey distillery that we hadn't been to. Actually, we've probably walked past it. It's in town on the main street. we've probably walked past it 100 times. Because it says it's a winery and distillery, but the wine is the bigger emphasis on the stuff that they have, and we're not big wine drinkers, so we just have ignored it. But we went in there, and it was nice. We had a good time. It was relaxing. I had no idea so many people got so drunk on a Sunday afternoon. But on our way between Bernie and Fredericksburg, Dax took a wrong way, and we had to go and turn around, and he told me my getting lost juju was still in the car, and I needed to do something about that. I said, but yeah, the real lesson here is that it was fine. We got lost. It just took a few more minutes. It was fine. No big deal. That's what we're supposed to be learning here. Anyway, it has been just like that for the last 3 weeks. I probably can't even begin to remember all of the stupid that's been going on. I did go back and look for September in my Stitch from Stash budget and everything. And as I've said before, I'm not in the group. Officially, I'm just tracking it, and I do it for the whole year. The group does it 6 months at a time. But I am in the positive by $92.59. I think that's pretty awesome. If I was in the group, I would be in the red just because for whatever reason, that's how my head works. That's the same reason like with the Santa Claus thing, committing to the 25 stitches I can do for some reason. But if it was like 25 minutes or even 50 stitches or 100, it wouldn't happen. This is a tiny enough number that I can do it and stick with it. And I counted up my whips, and surprisingly, I only have 89. I'm pretty blown away by that number. I didn't realize that I have actually finished that many this year, because I know I started with over 100 without starting a bunch of new stuff, because we know I like to do that too. So I'm pretty impressed with myself, if I do say so. Anyway, it's Monday morning. I've got to go get dressed to go to work. I don't know, I should just wear a sweatshirt. It would be a lot more comfortable. And I don't know, it's after the 15th. Probably nobody's going to be in. Although they should come in because I've got a huge stack of tax returns. So, but because we file everything electronically, people get lazy and don't come get their paperwork. But that's okay. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. It's a joy to have you here, and I hope you'll stick around. Thank you to all of the regular subscribers, I don't want to call you old, the have been around here for a while subscribers. I appreciate you too. Thank you for the comments and the likes. I'm terrible about responding to comments, but I do appreciate them. And I respond to you in my mind all the time. I usually read the comments on my phone though, and they don't, when I respond, I need to do it from the office. Although YouTube forced me this week to update YouTube, so maybe my comments will actually post if I respond from my phone. We'll see. I'll give it a try, maybe. Anyway, I hope it won't be 3 weeks or a month or whatever it's been before I'm back. With any luck, I will be back next week. Fingers crossed. And we will see you then. Thanks, y'all. Bye.